Capricorn, how are you? Hope you're alright. We're here to do a Celtic cross. I'm going to open with an oracle card before we get into the Celtic cross. Let's get that out for you. It's a general reading, okay? I'm not pulling on any particular area of life. Please take the energies that I talk about and apply them to your life in a way that makes sense for you, okay? In general, my readings do tend to come at things from the angle of relationships and love, but not always. So yeah, if the title resonated, you know, there's something here for you. But yeah, Capricorn, sundress, do it for you. Oh, I wonder if it's going to snow this March. Last time I pulled this card around this time of year, we had this strange snow in March. In the UK, I'm in the UK, you may not be. You may be experiencing kind of unusual weather though. Do you know they just had like 12 inches of snow in like Mallorca? Oh no, 16 inches in, was it Mallorca or Minorca? I'm just thinking, you know, the mismatch between what she's wearing and the weather. I just feel like something kind of unexpected in your environment might happen. But anyway, moreover, the message of the card is kind of like, you know, do what you want to do regardless of if it's expected or is sensible, you know. Yeah, something like that. It's kind of fool energy actually, but in a very independent way. Yeah. Oh well, that's an interesting card to open with. And of course with the oracle cards, they can directly wink to you from the universe. They provide an opportunity for little synchronicities to happen, as do charms, and I will be putting charms at the end of the reading, okay? But let's get into your Celtic cross for now. Just be aware I am pulling on collective energy, okay? This is not a personal reading. You will need to take what bits resonate and leave the rest. If it just doesn't seem to resonate at all, I would recommend checking out one of your other placements. You don't have to just check your sun sign, find out your moon sign, your rising, and check those out, yeah? I'm Sag rising, and I resonate with a lot of Sagittarius readings that are on YouTube. But yeah, this is not me giving hard and fast advice. This is not me giving hard and fast predictions. It's a collective reading. It'd be irresponsible, really, to do that, I think. These future energies are always mouldable anyway. It's a look at where the energies are heading. Free will's a thing. You have free will. Other people in your life have free will. Okay? You can mould these outcomes, these two positions in the Celtic cross that look towards the future. And really that's all about, when I speak about the energies I speak about, that's about you really being in contact with your feelings, really being in contact with your body, and listening to yourself and how you react to what I'm saying. I honestly believe that's where the magic lies. Yeah, let's get you your first card anyway. Capricorn. You may be dealing with a Scorpio. Big change. Unexpected. I did get unexpected vibes from this card. Yeah. The weather may be affecting you in some way. I have to say it. It's not going to be for all of you. But there's something about the weather coming through. Anyway, what we're dealing with when we are dealing with the tower is things that are beyond our control. So obviously that doesn't have to be the weather for all of you, but for some of you, the weather seems to be of importance. Let me know in the comments how. I don't know. I suspect that many of you are going through a difficult time at the moment. To have the tower, the shower. Why did I say the shower? Snow showers. I don't know. Literally, some of you may have had to deal with the aftermath of, or are dealing with like stormy weather. I don't know. But look, when the Tower comes up in a reading, it's about kind of the universe chucking shit at us to kind of get us to buck our ideas up a bit. For our long-term good, of course. You know, it's and it feels very, very difficult when you're in the middle of it, and you, Capricorn, appear to be in the middle of it at the moment. And you may feel like you're not prepared for it. You may feel like you're wearing a sundress in the snow. You just weren't expecting it. How very interestingly these two cards play off of one another. That's a number 41, by the way. Excuse me, the number 41 might be of importance to you. So I'm now going to see what's in the challenge position, as if having a Tower right in the middle of your reading isn't challenge enough. Yeah. It allows you to identify who you are right at your core, the Tower does, okay? It just tends to come about in the midst of something that is kind of hits very suddenly and very surprising, and it's a shock, and it can feel like things are crumbling away, parts of your life are crumbling, but I believe it is revealing like the solid foundation of who you are, Capricorn. But you may be finding things very difficult at the moment to have that energy in the middle of your reading. Okay, challenge is the Ten of Cups. So I think kind of what's dissolving, or what's falling away from you, is some sort of fairy tale ideal of what a Ten of Cups should look like. And a Ten of Cups is, here in this context, I think for a lot of you it's a relationship. You know, when it's not in the challenge position, you know, when it's in its most positive form, it's beautiful emotional harmony, kind of looking towards or achieving common goals. You know, you can see there's a family depicted in this card. That doesn't mean you have to have children, but it is that idea of creating that beautiful life with someone, with an emphasis on emotional flow, emotional harmony. What's showing up here is, you know, society gives us ideas of what Ten of Cups should look like. Romantic movies in particular, and songs, and just wider culture and everything give us an idea of what romantic relationships should look like. It's kind of a fantasy. It's not real. Real relationships, I believe, do require a certain amount of work. You know, things can get hard. Feelings can feel difficult, can feel hard. And, you know, I think sometimes some people, and I don't know if this is you or someone you're dealing with, or probably both of you to a certain extent, sometimes people think if you find the one, which I don't believe really exists, by the way, but if you find the one, or, you know, the right relationship for you, you shouldn't have to do any of that work. You shouldn't have to think, how do I emotionally balance with this person? You shouldn't even have to think about, like, what are my needs, what are their needs, how do we get both our needs met? It's like that shouldn't even have to be a conversation that takes place. It should just happen like magic, and there should be no arguments, you know, no hard work, no compromise, none of the hard stuff. It feels like someone here wants all the good stuff without any of the work or any of the hard stuff, and I don't think that's a thing. But either you or someone you're dealing with, or possibly I, like I say, you know, even if logically you are sat here going, yeah, I agree with you, Natasha, of course relationships require work, sort of subconsciously the ideas that we receive from cultural influences are hard to shake off. So yeah, let's see what's floating above. Let's see what's floating above for Capricorn. Let's See what's floating above for Capricorn. Did I say yes? By the way, I don't think I did say. I'm going to go around and pull one card for each position with this deck, and then I'm going to go in with my other decks and dig and get more clarity, more depth for you. Try to ask useful questions. That's the way I do these readings. Okay. In your headspace, you've got the High Priestess. That's good. That's working with whatever's down here. We'll see what's down here. Working and listening with whatever's down here. Getting more in touch with your intuition. Okay. Okay. Recent past for Capricorn, please. Recent past for Capricorn. 8 of Cups. It is in reverse. I believe many of you are in the midst of ending a relationship or have recently entered a relationship. Okay. That's the group of Capricorns that this reading is about today. Okay, no, I don't think that was the right card. What's below the matter? What's below the matter? What's this High Priestess? I believe this High Priestess is bringing something up. Yeah. What's below the matter, please? What's below the matter? Page of Swords reverse. Intellectual knowledge? Intellectual knowledge in your subconscious. Curious. Curiosity. But it's in reverse. I feel like there's kind of confusion here. But there's something here about black and white thinking. This play off between the High Priestess and the reverse Page of Swords. I believe this High Priestess is learning to see like the shades of grey within this situation. Sorry about that, I just had to skip away from the video for a second. Learning to see shades of grey. It feels a bit sort of murky down here in grey. And I feel like, you know, that sometimes when the High Priestess comes out, we do think about themes of black and white thinking, but I believe this High Priestess is learning to see the nuance that's kind of below the matter, learning to see nuance, learning to see shades of grey, feeling more comfortable with that. You know, it's not about right or wrong. It's not about assigning blame. I'm not saying matters of right and wrong don't matter, but there's nuance. There's nuance here. I just feel like this High Priestess up here, which sort of is your logical mind, is kind of getting more comfortable with the nuances and the murkiness of your subconscious. Swimming. I just feel like there's a lot swimming down here, and it feels murky, but there's a nice curiosity towards what's going on here, which I like for you. And I think it's going to help you kind of get a handle on your own values and who is Capricorn at their core. Who are you at your core? Yeah. Let's see what's going to go down in your near future. Near future, please, for Capricorn. Near future for Capricorn. Ace of Pentacles reversed. A solid new opportunity coming in, but I'm not reading this reversal as like an opposite or as a negative, but it just feels like a weaker form of that energy, very tentative. That's interesting, isn't it? It's solid, but it's tentative. Does that sound like a contradiction? Maybe, but I just believe it to be true. the tentativeness relates to kind of the newness of it, I think. It feels like something different, a different way of approaching things. So it's quite cautious in that respect. But at the same time, there is themes of longevity here and potential, you know, to really grow something solid, to really grow into that Ten of Pentacles. Interesting. What's in your strengths? What's in your strengths, Capricorn? Three of Swords in your strengths. You're kind of saying to me, Capricorn, I can take the pain. I can see that. There was a lot of emotional pain coming to these realizations. The realization that you were clinging to a fairy tale. Was it you or someone else or both of you? I still don't 100% have a handle on that. If I believe you are becoming more realistic about what romantic love entails. With this tower, the tower is giving you no choice. But it's interesting to have this as a strength. Should you take... You're very resilient to pain, very resilient to emotional pain. I understand. I understand. Sometimes when you are like that, you can take this action later rather than sooner. Take the action to walk away from what can't be salvaged later rather than sooner. I mean, the advantage of that is that you know you've put everything into it and you know there's nothing more you could have done. But the disadvantage of that is, you know, you possibly sometimes look back at things and think, I wish I'd left sooner. Yeah. I don't know what... Obviously, I'm talking about leaving a relationship, and I believe mostly you're in the midst of this, or it's in your past. We have new showing up, and I don't know if this is renewal or new in your near future. When we get under it, we'll see. We'll see. Environment, please, for Capricorn. Environment for Capricorn. A Nine of Wands, the idea of doing the same thing over and over and getting expecting different results. It's exhausting. This is exhaustion. You're tired. You're tired. That's what happens when you accept this level of pain for so long. You are tired. You are tired. But that tower's certainly waking you up, my loves. It's a difficult reading. It's a difficult reading. I'm sorry, Capricorn. I'm sorry you're going through a difficult time at the moment. This is it though, isn't it? This is what the cards do. They don't bullshit. They don't bullshit. And I ain't going to bullshit in my interpretation of them. That wouldn't serve you. I wouldn't be doing my job properly if I sugarcoated this shit. Hopes and fears, please. Hopes and fears for Capricorn. Hopes and fears for Capricorn. King of Cups. Yeah. That's emotional maturity. It may be if you're dealing with a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. God, my brain went blank then. This may be another person's energy. that's showing up in your hopes and fears. Or it may be a hope for how you, more accurately, a hope for how you want their energy to be. Emotional maturity. You hope for emotional maturity in yourself or in the other person. Or obviously in both of you. I mean, the King of Cups is realistic, right? The King of Cups doesn't buy into these fairy tales. You know, you can achieve a realistic Ten of Cups if the King of Cups comes to the table, right? If this energy comes to the table. And I think that's what you're hoping for. You're hoping to be able to build something realistic, you know, that's not fairy tales, something that's emotionally mature, something where there is room for negative emotions, right? A space where all feelings are allowed, embraced, because that's what the King of Cups does. He's comfortable feeling all the range of human feelings. There's no spiritual bypassing, there's no positive vibes only. He can be a bit stoic and guarded, but really he's very comfortable with all his emotions and the emotions of other people around him. He's also accepting of those, but not in a way where he takes responsibility for other people's emotions, okay? So I think that's your kind of hope and your fear. It's a hope because, I mean, sure, it's love. It's what everyone wants. It connects back to this Ten of Cups, a true Ten of Cups. You're telling me you want a true Ten of Cups with this energy. But of course there's fear attached to that, as there so often is with this position. That's why it's called hope and fears, because in a way that's also very scary, because it does require huge honesty and huge vulnerability, and many of us haven't had that modelled to us, and I think that's where the fear comes from. It's new, we haven't had it modelled to us. Let's look at the outcome, please. Let's look at the outcome for Capricorn. This could mean many different things. This could mean truly ending the Ten of Cups that you might have built with someone, which feels like a shaky Ten of Cups. The way this Tower energy is affecting it and bringing it down. But it could just mean death to the fairy tale aspect, and there could be scope to build back up, because I can't ignore this Ace of Pentacles in your near future. There could be scope to build back up. It depends what's at the foundation of this relationship, I believe. Let's have a look. Let's get underneath this Tower for you. I hope I'm not being too quiet. My son is at home because of the teacher strike in this country, which obviously I support. But working home is causing some difficulties. Anyway, I just don't want to be too noisy while he's doing what he needs to do. So yeah, I'm gonna have to turn the volume up for this one, maybe, I don't know. Right, Tower. Come on then, Capricorn. Tell me about your Tower, my loves. It ain't easy. Tower, Death and the High Priestess are your majors, eh? Chariot reversed, but it didn't fall. Tell me more about this Tower for Capricorn. Two of Swords reversed. Don't know what to do. Well, I think this Tower shifted that Two of Swords reversed energy. This feels like stalemate. I think as you and this person you're in a relationship with, your energies are butting up, or were butting up against one another, and it was just producing a stalemate. And then it like exploded. It's like the energies exploded. The energies had been like pressing against each other like this for so long. And then the Tower just came along and went... I sort of feel this is more towards the past to a certain extent, this Two of Swords energy. I don't know. Friction. I believe there's been friction between you and this person. And I think it takes the form of verbal fights. A lot of it. A lot of verbal friction. Anything else about this Tower? Ooh. Ooh. A Knight of Cups. Yeah, verbal fights. Because the emotions weren't being acknowledged. The Knight of Cups came out in reverse. The emotional flow was gone. The emotional harmony was gone. You know, that Ten of Cups emotional harmony was gone. Four of Pentacles, a very tight energy on both sides. I'm feeling here very tight energy. But I feel like some of it's been released. I don't know what's happened here for you, Capricorn. I mean, some of you may have been on the end of quite the emotional explosion. It doesn't feel very lovely. It doesn't. And I think it was a shock to you. I think it was really unexpected. It was about... You were not expecting it. It's like you were in a completely different zone. I don't know. Yeah. This is one of those readings where it's more important than ever for you to apply it to your life as you see fit, because potentially someone could have been very abusive to you here. It's like all these there's for some of you there's a outburst of anger here that someone's just gone off on one at you. It's horrible. It's not like that for all of you. I think for some of you there's been pent up emotion. There's been emotion. It's like the cork's come off the top in it. There's just been emotion stuffed down and stuffed down and stuffed down, and then there's kind of been this emotional verbal diarrhea that's kind of unstoppable, like a bit like a volcano. Why am I saying that? I don't know. That feels angry though, that volcano. For some of you it's not an angry volcano. For some of you it is more restrained and mindful, but it still represents a big sharing of emotion that's been pent up for a long time. So it's that same energy for all of you, I think. But this sort of expression of that energy, I feel you're going to have to quite look at how that expression of energy quite played out in your situation and what you want to do about that. Because if it was very angry and abusive, which I think it was for some of you, then, you know, just be mindful of how you're taking what I'm saying, because I would never ever advise staying in an abusive situation, and I would always advise contacting, you know, the right agencies so that you can get help, because it's absolutely beyond the scope of a YouTube tarot reading. It's, you know, leaving a situation like that puts you at risk, and you need to get help from the right agencies to mitigate that risk. But, you know, for many of you, we are talking just about a sharing of emotions that's been pent up for so long. Right, Ten of Cups. Let's get underneath this Ten of Cups, please, for Capricorn. The challenge position, the fairy tale. Judgment. It's in the balance. I don't... It's like you're trying to make a judgment call. I do believe many of you are sort of negotiating your relationship with this person. You may have found yourself here before. In fact, it may have been you taking serious action towards leaving that has sparked this emotional outburst. But, you know, if you're only going to hear those emotions on the back of you saying, look, I think I've really had enough, then that's interesting, isn't it? It doesn't feel great, Capricorn. Tell me more about this Ten of Cups. Tell me more about this Ten of Cups. I just think you might have been around a block with this person before. Eight of Swords. Anything? Thank you. Three of Cups. Interesting. Interesting. I think one of you, probably you Capricorn, is actually quite capable of honest emotional expression with that, the way that Three of Cups has shown up upright. It's like you really want to get someone else out of this Eight of Swords energy. I think you're, I'm going to put it on you, Capricorn. I think you're much more emotionally available, emotionally savvy, emotionally mature than someone else here. I feel that they're in the sort of Eight of Swords energy. You know, this is what is all happening underneath the pretense of it. I'm going to say pretense, the pretense of a Ten of Cups. I think to the outside world, you two look great. Behind closed doors, someone's very tight with their emotional sharing, with their emotional energy. They can't share because they compute all the possible outcomes, and that prevents authentic expression. You're very intuitive, Capricorn. You're very savvy. You have I had this before with you, Capricorn? I think you already know everything I'm telling you, and that's fine. You're here for confirmation, that's fine. But intuitively, I think you have quite a good understanding of the dynamic here. Someone's inability to emotionally share, and then it all gets bottled up, and then it spills out in a way that's, you know, even if it's not horribly verbally abusive, which I think it is for some of you, it still produces its difficulties and a difficult dynamic. And I'm not saying you're blame free and they're completely to blame, but there's a certain dynamic here where I feel you're much more capable of authentic emotional expression than somebody else, and you're trying to make the judgment call, like, do I carry on with this? You want a sense of freedom. See, you've got these two birds twice. The Judgment card was in reverse, but I'll show you upright. You see this spreading of wings, this freedom. You want to feel free to be able to share your emotions and be heard and be supported. And I don't think this other energy that's meeting you here is capable of that. They're not even capable of supporting themselves with their own emotions. They're in this Eight of Swords energy. Now, I think the difficulty for you, Capricorn, is because you see very well what's happening here. You want to try and pull them out of this Eight of Swords energy, this energy of overthinking, getting in their own way, predicting worst case scenarios. That's what's preventing them emotionally sharing in a way, but in a way it goes so much deeper than that. Because you see so clearly a certain dynamic at play, you so desperately want to pull them out of it, but you can't. And that's not because of your lack of whatever. You cannot pull another person out of Eight of Swords energy, I don't believe. And I don't believe it's healthy to try. I absolutely understand your desire to try. But yeah, I think that's where we're at. Let's see what's going on with your High Priestess. Like I say, I think you have a very good intuitive understanding of the dynamic here. I do. You may have been around with this person a few times. They may be begging you for not just a second chance, but God knows what, third, fourth, fifth chance, I don't know. And if I'm repeating a reading I've done for you before, I'm really sorry. The energies are the energies. King of Cups reversed. Interesting. Ooh. I actually quite like this for you. Who likes the King of Cups in reverse? No, but I think you're pulling back a little bit here. Which, I'll be honest, I'm not sure it's entirely getting you anywhere to be so honest and emotionally vulnerable with this person. Oh my god, just take what resonates. Oh, a King of Pentacles kind of came out sideways. See, this person isn't generous. I feel like this person is just not generous with anything. They may be financially controlling. Like I say, if it is that sort of situation, please get the right help. But the Pentacles, it's this tightness that's, it's not just surrounding Pentacles, it's surrounding emotional expression, but it's showing up again here with this King of Pentacles. Sorry, just had to take care of something. I do see you withdrawing. The Hermit's come out as well. The King of Cups is reversed. This King of Cups that's in your hopes and fears, you so desire to be able to have a certain level of emotional maturity yourself and be in partnership with somebody who also reflects those qualities. The energy here has become reversed. I'm not seeing that as... I'm actually just seeing that as quite a healthy standing back. I'm not going to give my energy to this situation anymore. Intuitively, with the High Priestess, I believe you understand the dynamic at place, and I believe you recognise that it's actually kind of healthy to take a step back and not give so much love energy to this situation, give so much emotional energy to this situation. It doesn't feel like an unhealthy King of Cups to me. I know it's in reverse, but it just feels like you intuitively saying, no, my King of Cups is not interested in interacting with you in this way. I'm going to withdraw from this situation. And that's what the Hermit does. And the Hermit's upright. The Hermit's a healthy withdrawal. You know, it's really... It's a difficult situation, but what's going on here, I believe for you, based on your intuition and understanding, is really positive. I believe you're looking inwards at yourself, not to blame yourself, but to understand your own contribution to this dynamic. Now, I would never blame anyone who's a victim of abuse, or blame anyone who is a, you know, I would never blame anyone who's in a dynamic where it seems that, you know, you're quite emotionally savvy and someone else isn't quite meeting you there. You know, you're never to blame for being on the receiving end of shitty behaviour, but you do play a role in that particular dynamic. You do. You have your contribution to it, and I believe you're examining your contribution to that in a healthy way that's not self-blaming and that's serving you well. Okay, let's just see what's below the matter with this Page of Swords. What's below the matter, please, for Capricorn? That was quick. Two of Wands, Nine of Cups reversed, Three of Cups reversed. Just feels a bit murky down there. I don't know how to put it. But it's nuanced, isn't it? You're not quite sure what makes you happy. Two of Wands to the Nine of Cups. What's my wishes? What's my desires? What's going to bring me happiness? I don't know. I don't know. But we've got the Three of Cups again, this time in reverse. I very rarely go there with this on the channel because I have to feel it very strongly to say it. There could be someone, your person could be giving their energy to someone else in a way that is not going to help the situation between two of you. I'm not saying they're full on cheating on you. I don't know. If they are, you would know that. You know, if they are, then you know that, and then this is extra confirmation. This reading's for you, isn't it? But It could be work, they could be overworking or something like that. There's, yeah, because you are wanting to, you're fact finding. There's a certain amount of fact finding going on here that gives you very temporary feelings of relief. They may have betrayed you in some way, and you may be trying to find out the facts of the matter, and that betrayal could take many different forms, and you're trying to find out the facts of the matter. Oh, the play off between these two positions is very interesting. Very interesting. I believe the High Priestess being here is going to help you deal with all this. You know, I think you're having a lot of... Page of Swords can be like looking stuff up online, looking at people's social media profiles online. We all do it. We all do it. It's normal. You know, especially if you've been betrayed. You're going online to try and find answers about what happened, try and find facts about what happened or what is happening. But there's a certain compulsion tied up to this behaviour whereby you get probably brief releases of chemicals that sort of provide a relief, and then it's very brief, and then you start having to do it again. And this is driven by your subconscious. It's very normal, but it's like consciously you kind of know this isn't serving you, but I do believe you are withdrawing to find out what's at the root of these behaviours and how you can, you know, act in a way that might serve you better long term. Yeah. Okay. I do think most of you are really moving towards sort of working out with this person if you can. They may not be available for that, some of them, and that may be where you need to get help from other agencies if there's any abuse. But I do think many of you are looking towards really working out how practically you can separate from this person. And this Ace of Pentacles to me is not feeling like renewal, really. It is feeling like new, and in terms of practical living arrangements, stuff like that. Anyway, Eight of Cups. What's in the below the Eight of Cups for Capricorn, please? Thank you. It's that Two of Swords again. Yeah. Nine of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. Let me just show you your clarifiers for the Eight of Cups here. What was your Two of Swords linked to here? It was linked to that Tower, wasn't it? Stalemate. Yeah, it's that stalemate energy. It's come out twice, reversed twice. Obviously, it's carrying through to your current. You're massively butting up against someone else here, and then every so often it's like there's so much tension in these two swords that are pressing up against one another, and then every so often one slips, and that feels a bit like that Tower moment. One just slipped, and like somebody, and exactly what form that take, like I know, like I said, it's difficult, but this pressing up against one another, the amount of energy that's building up here between my fingertips, it is massively stressful, massively anxiety inducing, all right? And in a sense, the slippage reduces the anxiety. Had to cut the video again, sorry. Queen of Pentacles. I think this is you, Capricorn, earthy energy anyway. You know you can do it on your own. You know you're comfortable in your own skin. Look at her. I just love this particular Queen of Pentacles. She's just badass. She's just like, no, I've got no time for this. I like it. I do like, I mean, it's obviously really difficult, but like, you're pretty awesome. You're pretty awesome. It's difficult circumstances, but I commend you for the way I see you dealing with it, the energy you're bringing to the table. Kind of, I feel like you're quite comfortable in your own skin, but the areas where you're not comfortable in your own skin, it's like you recognise them and you're willing to go there. even if, you know, and that starts maybe as an intellectual going there. Got to start somewhere. But yeah, this release, I don't know, sometimes I feel like it sort of builds up again. I don't know. I just think someone got real angry with you, I think. You know, anger is fine. Anger's a human emotion. We can't pretend anger doesn't exist or shouldn't exist or people shouldn't feel it, but it's the way it's expressed. And I think for some of you it was not expressed in a healthy way. And sure, we're all human, but you have to look at that situation and assess whether you consider it to be abusive. I don't know. It doesn't feel great. Near future, please. Near future for Capricorn. It's collective energy. It's not quite going to be the same for everyone, is it? The Fool. This feels like you going your own way. I gotta say it. I gotta call it. I mean, in this current energy, for some of you, you've already made the decision to go your separate ways, and someone is asking for a second chance in this current energy. Well, I will say that with the Three of Cups twice and the Judgment card, yeah, sure. Some of you may have someone begging for a second chance. To me, in the near future, the way these energies are coming through, no, I think, let me see. I'll get a Three of Cups now, won't I? No, the Hermit. That is very individual energy. I called it right, I'm telling you. And the Sun. Your sense of happiness really just lies on you being in an individual energy. You know, I often see this figure in the Eight of Cups that's walking away as the Hermit. The Hermit's shown up in your reading twice now. I'm not at all surprised to see the Hermit again in your near future. This is lovely. This is lovely. I mean, you know, definitely get the help from outside agencies if there's any abusive behaviour, but like, you know, this is you creating a solid new beginning for yourself, okay? Away from this person. The Fool's, you know, you couldn't make it up. You couldn't make it up. And look, happiest card in the deck. I know it's cheesy as fuck, but also I think you've gained so much from the way this High Priestess energy is looking at what's in your subconscious, because the Sun also is that feeling of enlightenment. And the Hermit going inwards. I just feel like you've learnt so much by going inwards and examining your contribution to this dynamic without blame, but you were part of this dynamic, and if you don't want to end up in a similar situation again, you do have to examine your own role in that dynamic. And I do think that does apply even if the situation was abusive. And that's not blaming you. It's just me wanting you to not be in the same situation again, because I want what's best for all of my viewers. Why would I be here otherwise? Yeah, you took the pain of this situation for a long time because you're amazingly resilient. I totally understand, Capricorn. Believe me, I totally understand. You took the pain of this situation for so long. To a certain extent, it's got a bit of a, well, this is my lot in life. You know, this is because you recognise that relationships should involve work. You know, the work that you were doing to try and mitigate someone else's lack of emotional maturity, it almost felt correct to you because, well, this, you know, relationship should be work. But I think what you maybe didn't recognise for quite a long time, because you're so resilient to emotional pain, was that it shouldn't just be you doing the work. All right. Capricorn strengths, please. This Three of Swords. Anything else? Yes, Nine of Wands. You did the same thing over and over with this person, I believe. Four of Swords. That's nice to see yes, and it became confusing. It became very confusing. They may have acted to deliberately confuse you. But it's nice to see the Four of Swords after the Three of Swords, because that is bringing a kind of healing energy to that emotional pain. It's it's kind of sitting with it and really examining it, actually. Sitting with that emotional pain and really examining it. And that is the way you come to the conclusions that I believe you either are doing or you have done. The conclusions that actually this isn't right. I shouldn't be putting up with this amount of pain. Yes, relationships are hard work, but this level of pain that I find myself in over and over is exhausting me, is confusing me, is making everything feel foggy, and I deserve better. So let's look at your environment now. There is this sense of exhaustion in your environment. I think a lot of you are living with this person. And that's why it's an Ace of Pentacles that's come up in your future with regards to a new beginning, because it's about you moving out, to be literal, to be specific. But it also makes sense why you'd have a Nine of Wands in your environment. Either way, whether you're living with this person or not, it is affecting your environment. Possibly you may be so overwhelmed and tired that you're actually finding it quite difficult to sort of look after the basics, basic life tasks, you know. I feel like this person's worn you down. God, this is a cheery reading, hey Capricorn. I think I'm quite good at getting difficult readings for Capricorn. Oh dear. Father of Swords reverse. Yes, they wore you down over time. Did I say a tirade of verbal abuse for some of you? The Father of Swords can be so cutting. You know, often to the guise of, well, I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just telling you how it is. I'm just speaking the truth. Yeah, you don't have to be that cruel with it. Deliberate cruelness. Deliberate cruelness. Star reversed. Relationship structure is showing up. I believe home space. It's what, like I said, I mean, this backs up what I said. I think many of you share a physical space with this person. Maybe it's not home, maybe it's work for some of you, but this feels like a home space for most of you. Certainly, you've built some sort of relationship structure with this person who's now showing up as a Father of Swords in reverse. I don't like them for you. I don't like them for you. You've realised that, you know, at one point you wanted to live the dream with them. This star is long-term goals. My happiness lies with you, you know, you are my wish come true. It does have that slight fairy tale feeling to it that we spoke about with the Ten of Cups. You're realising now, with this being in reverse, that this person isn't your wish come true, this person isn't your fairy tale. Ultimately, I believe you would desire this energy from someone else. Whether there's someone else, is there someone else? Capricorn, have you met someone else? Some of you have met someone else. Some of you have met someone else. Could be a water sign. Anyway, I'm not having a go at you for that, by the way, because you know, when that happens, that happens. You meet people and you meet people, and you might be involved with someone else, but you know, whether it's a good idea to get involved or not, that's an entirely different thing. But I think you have met someone, some of you, who's sort of made you sit up a little bit. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's a straight talking friend. Feels like it's got potential to be more than a friend. Okay. But yes, he, she, someone is showing up. I believe a partner or ex-partner is showing up in your environment as being very cutting, very cruel at times. And you're just like, no, this is not, you know, I don't want to work towards any sort of star with you anymore. King of Cups and your hopes and fears. This is what you want. This is what you imagine a relationship to be like, I believe. Emotionally mature. And at the same time, yes, you're scared of that because it's new and unknown to you and you've not experienced it. Tell me more about this King of Cups, please, for Capricorn. The Sun. It's come out reverse. I don't really pay much attention to it because it's so symmetrical. Ace of Swords. Clear communication. Clarity in communication. You hope for a clarity in communication. that's not present here. But yes, to a certain extent, you may still hope for it with this person, but I think more and more you're recognising that it's not possible with this person. I don't think it is. But also, you hope and fear a certain level of clarity because about their behaviour. You know, when I said with this Page of Swords energy where you're searching for answers, Googling things, maybe looking people up on social media, I don't know, to try and fact find a part of you, that part for some of you, a part of that energy is coming out in your hopes and fears in the form of the Ace of Swords. You want that clarity, you want to find those facts, there's something unknown. I mean, we have had the Two of Swords twice as well with the blindfold, which relates to something unknown. There's something unknown about this situation that's bugging the hell out of you, and someone's not being honest with you, I don't think, and you want to find out what that thing is. Oh, you could be, some of you are married to this person, and what is showing up in your hopes and fears is the ending of that marriage, the ending of the marriage. You know, and ultimately you are hopeful that you'll experience a warmth in your world again, which by the way is showing up in your near future. So, but it's showing up in conjunction with you being in an individual energy. You know, it's not showing up in conjunction really with this person, I don't think. Yes, I think so, you know, some of you hope that you can achieve that with this person. It's natural to hope that, but I think for most of you, you think, and I would agree with you, that your happiness really lies elsewhere. And whether it's marriage or not, this represents the breaking of a commitment. It's in your hopes and your fears. It makes total sense that it would be in your hopes and your fears. You know, you hope to walk down your own path away from them, but of course that also brings up fear in you. Because a relationship end is difficult. Of course it brings up, of course it's in that position, of course it is both of those things. Please get onto this Death card then, my loves. Which is your outcome. It's all mouldable. You have free will, they have free will. But nevertheless, the Death card is showing up in your outcome, and I do believe it kind of represents the ending of a relationship. And it's difficult because it feels like a void. You know, it's like you've shut one door, but kind of this new door, this Fool energy, isn't exactly open yet, so it can feel a bit in between, a bit of a void. Explosive energy in the middle of your reading. To be fair, the void probably won't feel that bad after the explosion. Do you know what I mean? But it maybe feels a bit numb. That's what our body does to protect us. Okay, do it for you. I'm just coming back to this. Do it for you, Capricorn. This person may not be very good at being responsible for their own emotions, so they may be placing a lot of blame or weight or whatever on you for their own emotions. And I think you've taken that weight for quite a while. And I think that certainly needs to come to an end, and you want it to come to an end. Let me just get some more cards on the Death card. It's what I've already said. It's always the way with the Death card, you know. We can just talk about what may be coming to an end. But Five of Swords and end of self-sabotage, Capricorn. It is a form of self-sabotage in a way, isn't it? You know, when you take on the weight and responsibility for other people's emotions, and they push that responsibility on you the way I'm seeing it. Yeah. But you're recognising that, and you're not wanting any part in that anymore. So well done to you. And I see you successfully walk, you know, I see you successfully stopping doing that in the future. Mother of Swords reverse. Also, in the future, Queen of Swords reverse, stopping being so bloody harsh on yourself, Capricorn. It's like you're really cross at yourself for kind of overreaching, overextending in this situation. You know, because you wanted teamwork. You wanted that sense of teamwork. But unfortunately, like, too much was on you when it came to creation of this teamwork, this Three of Pentacles, which, by the way, is kind of quite an essential building block for any relationship, I would say, a Three of Pentacles. If you've not got a Three of Pentacles underlying a relationship, underlying a Ten of Cups, underlying a Ten of Pentacles, it represents, you know, it's a weak foundation, and it's not, try and build on it, it's not going to work. So whatever sense of foundation was there, I believe you put more effort into building it, Capricorn, than someone else did here. And now you recognise that, or in your outcome, you're recognising that as an act of self-sabotage, and you're wanting to put an end to that. And you're also putting an end to being highly critical of yourself, which is this Mother of Swords energy. So there's some things that appear to be coming to an end in your outcome energy now. How that exactly manifests in the 3D for you, I don't know. I am getting the feeling that most of you are trying to determine how to sort of separate your physical 3D lives from this person, just the way you've got that Ace of Pentacles in your near future. It's like a fresh start, and I think for a lot of you it involves new living arrangements, moving out or whatever, or them moving out or something, I don't know. This is tough, Capricorn. I don't even know how much help I've been to you with what I've said. I don't know, but yeah, this is the energies that I'm seeing for you. Is there any other useful questions I could ask before we get into charms? I don't know. I don't necessarily think so. No, I think I've said what I can say. Yeah, I think I have. Yeah. Right, let's get you some charms, Capricorn. You've got a lot. Let's start with numbers. Oh, you've got a lot of numbers. Fine. 7, 3, it could be 37, they could be 37, 2, oh, this is an awful lot of numbers. So you've got 3, you've got 2, 3, no, 5, you've got 2 5s. Three, 7, 2, 5, 5, 9. Those numbers may be of importance to you. Your age may be represented within those numbers, or their age may be. I'm going to put them back in. What letters do we have? These initials. These may represent initials for you or anything else. We've got a W, we've got an A, we've got a B, we've got an E, we've got an N, and we've got a Z. W-A-B-E-N-Z. I show you those the best I can, just so you know I'm not making it up. I don't know how well you can read those. Oh, and an L as well. So those initials may be of relevance to you. I can only do my best with showing you those. New. You see, so it even is saying new. I'm telling you, oh, where's the double? Yeah, there's the W. New. How lovely that it spells out new. How lovely is that? That Ace of Pentacles, that Fool, I do believe it's new. I don't believe it's renewal. I believe it's new. They may be begging you for another chance. 3 of Cups, Judgment, yeah, sure. They may be. The Capricorns that I'm reading for here, we both know that you find your sun by going down your own path away from this person. We both know that. Lab. Some of you might work in a lab. What else? I don't know. Ben. You may be dealing with someone called Ben. You may be called Ben. Or Len. Len or Ben may be a relevant name to you. I don't know. Whatever other names you can make out of that, I don't know. Okay, you've got a bone. It's like a dog bone. And you've got a little cat. Some of you may have a dog or a cat at home. It's a little blue cat, although you may be winks from the universe in some other way for you. Cancer, crab. Yes, some of you may be dealing with a cancer. Some of you, there's someone new. There is someone new in your energy that I'm not sure if you're developing feelings for, but they certainly seem like a supportive energy. And they may be a cancer, but just in general, you may be dealing with a cancer. That may be extra confirmation for you. Cancer may be strong in your chart. Oh, it's like a t-shirt. A t-shirt with love on it. I don't know. Look, clothing. I don't know why clothing is coming through as relevant. I don't know. But I think that's oh, some of your people that you may be dealing with are critical of the way you dress, aren't they? Some of them are, aren't they? That's a massive red flag. Trying to control the way your partner dresses. Massive red flag. That's not right. We both know that's not right. Do it for you, and then that t-shirt comes out. Yeah. Do you know what though? I almost like it when people do that, because at least they are showing you who they are with. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't leave much room for doubt when someone is that blatant and direct about the level of control they wish to have over you. If they're saying, you can't go out looking like that, or why are you wearing that, or no, or you can't wear that, go and put something else on. No. But, I mean, it's insidious and it creeps up over time and it builds up and up and over time. So, in that sense, yes, I understand. In that sense, it's not blatant, but really, yes, when it reaches the level that they feel confident enough to say, take that dress off, or you look like XYZ in that dress, you know you're dealing with someone controlling and abusive by the time it gets that, once it hits that stage. So, yeah. 2 love hearts. 2 flowers. Oh no, sorry, a star and a flower. You know, flower, that's you blossoming again after this difficult period in your life. You know, it's really teaching you who you are. You've got a tower at the beginning of your reading, alright? Not that I'm here to spin shit anyway, but, you know, I think that something's come to a head here, and it feels shocking, and it feels like parts of your life are crumbling away, but you're badass, Capricorn, and like, I know you got the Death card in your outcome, but just in case like you are new to tarot, God, you've probably gone already, but the Death card is not negative. You know, it is getting rid of what's in your way so that you can move forward and thrive. It just feels difficult in the moment. Anyway, you've also got a flamingo. I want to tell you that some of you like playing The Sims. Anyway, look, that flamingo may be of relevance to you, a little wink from the universe for you in some way. And then we've got a little pink star as well. So yeah, there's your charms, my loves. I hope that made sense. I'm going to leave it there for you. Bit of a difficult reading. Only if you feel safe. Let me know in the comments how that resonated with you. Only if you feel safe. You know, if you don't feel safe to comment, giving the video a like's an easy way for you to kind of just show your appreciation, which is just nice for me as a reader. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already and you appreciate the way I read. It will help me pick up on your energy for next time. I'm sorry you're in this difficult situation. I'm sorry I pulled a tower for you first. You know, I'm sorry. it just feels like massive change for you at the moment, massive radical change brought about by something that's come to a head. Someone else doesn't appear to be treating you that well, Capricorn, and I'm truly sorry to see it, but I have no doubt whatsoever that you are badass enough to deal with it. I'm going to leave it there. Thanks, Capricorn. Bye.